Welcome back, listeners. Today I've got with me Matt Caruana. At 16, Matt was willing to die for his emotions by an attempting suicide, leaving him a paraplegic. Having turned his life around, his emotions are now the one thing that he's willing to live for as he inspires mental health fitness to the world. Being a young person himself, he facilitates mental health workshops in high schools and corporations across Australia and internationally. Welcome, Matt.
It's great to be here. It's great to see you again, Justine. How are you?
That it is, Matt. We've worked with each other a little bit over the last 12 months, so it's good to see your face back on camera. What does resilience mean to you, mate?
Resilience is the ability to bounce back when times get rough. And under that comes, building mental strength. Hell, even understanding and overcoming your fears. Because when you need resilience, it's typically when fears come up. And it takes courage to then step into that fear. And
it does. Yeah. What's an adversity that you faced and how did you draw on your resilience to cope?
Now, so the biggest adversity that I faced in my life was my attempt at suicide, which left me, wheelchair bound, as you mentioned earlier. And the thing about that was, before my injury, there was so much that I needed to learn. I say there's so much, but at the crux of it, there's only really one thing that I only really needed to learn, which was the simple act. Well, I say simple, it's easier said than done, which is opening up. Opening up is one of the hardest things people find to do. And hell, I was one of those people. I really struggled with it. And
seeking help and talking to others.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by opening up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just, being comfortable enough to actually feel my emotions and then share it. And that was something I was not comfortable with at all.
And do you think that's a boy culture? Do you think, because girls are a lot, we're encouraged more to open up and we're more the emotional gender. Do you think that had a bit to do with it? That old saying boys don't cry and boys don't show emotions, and that is so dangerous in our society. It
is. Boys don't cry. Yeah, you hear that a lot. Me growing up, I always heard, have a cup of concrete. Hard enough. That's one that I heard a lot. And and to me, the thoughts, the emotions, the struggles that were going on, they're inside my mind, right? If they're in my mind, let's stop making the issue bigger by spreading it, so to speak, by sharing it. So I wanted to keep it to myself. And I didn't know how to talk about my emotions. No one spoke about them. Like these uncomfortable, upsetting feelings, and when people feel anxious, no one spoke about that. So I didn't know how to. I started feeling this way when I was 12. I kept things to myself for years. Though, after my injury, do you mind if I share a quick story?
Yeah, no, go for it, mate.
It was now 4 months after my injury. Now, up until this stage, everyone's asking the exact same question. The other people in hospital, the people that visit me, and complete strangers in public, what happened to you? Everyone want to know that exact same question. And I'd always say I had a fall. That's the most I would ever say. It wasn't lying, but it was, half the truth. And then a week before I left hospital, so like I said, 4 months later, I was out with my mum. We went from the hospital. It caught an hour and a half train for me to just get some piercings. Got these piercings done. And you know that feeling, Justine, when you get a new haircut, you look good and, you're
feeling really good about yourself. And you hold your head up a bit higher and you look in the mirror or a window as you're going by thinking, damn, I look good and pretty fine today.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Don't know if I know that feeling or not, Matt.
But yeah, I had that feeling when I got these piercings, right? It's almost the exact same. And on the train trip back to the hospital, this complete stranger comes on. And I mean complete broken. No filter. Just, what did you do to yourself? Just comes out of his mouth. Before he even sits down, by the way. And I laugh because this was the first time I had said I attempted suicide. And I don't know why I said it. Maybe it was because of how, how I felt.
He said to you as well? he said to you, the way he said it to you, maybe?
And that as well. Exactly right. Because he was so abrupt. And his response was, that was pretty fucking stupid, wasn't it?
You see the look on your mother's face now, horrified.
I mean, my mum just froze. She didn't know what to say, what to do. She's just like, oh, right? And
what did you do, Matt? How did you respond to that?
It's a good question. Yeah, I didn't know how to respond. I just laughed with him because I was that awkward that you know, I didn't know how to respond. It was really uncomfortable. Hey, but he wanted to sit down across from me and have a conversation. So I'm like, Jesus. Anyways, the next morning I woke up feeling lighter than I'd ever felt beforehand. And
wow, isn't that amazing?
Right, and I went to my social worker. This is the first time I went to her without her chasing me up. This wasn't even in one of our sessions. And I shared with her what had happened with that guy on the train, how it made me feel. And she made me realize that just opening up that little bit of my past, because I'd kept it a secret for so long, that, you know, made things a bit lighter for me, got things off my chest.
Do you think you kept it like a dirty little secret?
Well, see, the people close to me, like talking my family, friends, they knew it was a suicide attempt. Though I didn't like keeping it a secret because I felt so shameful. It was hard to share it. You know, I'd been wanting to end my life for 4 years, and the fact that I'd failed at the one thing that I wanted to do, I mean, if I was worthless beforehand, how pathetic I felt at that stage was just, I can't bring to words. But she then asked me the question of, Matt, if you were to open up to the people close to you in life, could you potentially strengthen the relationship you already have with them? And like, I didn't really want to hear that because, like I said, I never liked talking, and I just shut down the conversation. But when my girlfriend at the time came to visit me that night, and she asked, "How are you?" I mean, for the first time in the longest, I was actually real with her. I shared the truth, how I was feeling, what was going on for me. And here I am in hospital. I've lost feeling, lost function of half my body. I'm in a freaking wheelchair. And she's sitting across from me saying, Matt, I've never felt closer to you and I've never loved you more. Now, in my mind, it's this whole like thing going on because, like, I mean, 4 months before this, before my injury, you know, I was heaps into the gym. I was ripped. I was big. I looked great. Yeah. Hell, I was standing. And here she is saying...
And you were walking.
Yeah, and here she is saying, Matt, I've never loved you more. I've never felt closer to you. Now, that one moment sparked so much progress for me. I started talking to the people that were close to me. Yeah. My relationships did grow closer. And it was through opening up and sharing my story, which I found my purpose. Yeah. My purpose isn't sharing my story. God, no. My purpose is to inform, influence, inspire millions of mindsets for them to make meaningful change in their life. Yeah. All through mental health and mental fitness. Now, I now run workshops. It's actually an experience so we can not only be told what to think, what to do, no, but we can experience maybe what's beneficial for us and have reflections on what can really change things. Now, that turning point, that guy on the train set up so much for me. But going back to the original question, how did I tap into my resilience? It's what I alluded to earlier on, just understanding and overcoming the fear. That one lesson I needed to learn. And it took me a painful journey to get there, to learn that one lesson of when something's up, speak up. Yeah. Just being authentic about my emotions with myself, allowing myself to actually feel it and then express it, experiencing and expressing my emotions. Just talking up led to a whole journey for me.
And there are a lot of places that you can seek help. I mean, there's, if you don't want to go in and sit in a regular counselling session, you can, you know, ring Lifeline, Beyond Blue. all of those to start the process, before you're ready to actually go in face-to-face counselling. I'm a big advocate in, talking to someone about mental health, and I have been for a very long time. Been seeing a counsellor since I was diagnosed with the MS, and I really don't know where I would be today unless I'd had someone to actually vent to and talk to and to get all my emotions around and out, rather than lumping it all on my kids, because I feel that's not their responsibility. And there's private stuff as well, and personal and private stuff that I don't want them to know and how I'm feeling and worrying them anymore. But, I pay for external help for someone to listen and to guide me and to give me, positive feedback and that as well. So it is extremely important to reach out.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So who are your role models in resilience, Matt, and why? Why do they inspire you?
The first person that came to mind outside of my family is Nick Vujicic.
Yeah.
No arms, no legs.
He's amazing.
Because the thing is, he's used the one tool that he's had, his voice, to inspire millions of people worldwide. Now, do I completely align with this message of the Christian faith? I don't consider myself Christian, though I love what he does. And the fact that even with no arms, no legs, he stands so tall.
He does. And empowers so many people, changes so many people.
He does. He comes from such an authentic place.
That's right.
Yeah.
Authenticity is huge. I mean, you'll see Instagram wannabes up on there, or, the Instagram influencers and that. They're not living their true selves. If you believe on Instagram, what you're seeing on Instagram and the happy smiley faces, that people aren't facing adversity in their lives, think again. Every single person on this planet faces an adversity. Every single one. Every single day. It just comes in different forms. Totally different forms.
That's exactly right. And, I mean, it's literally just a highlight reel. That's all Instagram is, Facebook, social media, LinkedIn, whatever. Yeah. We see the great side of people. We don't see the adversity they face day to day.
No. Some of us share some of it.
Some of us share.
Yeah.
Though if you're able to still achieve your goals despite your adversity, still work towards what's meaningful to you, and that means more than the adversity itself. Because now you become greater than it.
And it's working out what is important to you. What keeps you going, what your purpose is. A lot of people don't know what their purpose is in life. My purpose changed. Yours changed. Yours changed when you faced that adversity. Our purpose changes. And that's okay. That's good. I mean, I thought that my purpose in life was just to raise my 2 kids and help a few people in the weight loss industry. But there were bigger and better plans. But I had to look at the adversity that I had and how I could get through it. And, what you said right from the beginning is, resilience is how quickly you bounce back from each adversity that you're facing. Sometimes they take a little bit longer than others, but if you're working in the right direction and, you're not quite where you want to be, you're still gaining resilience all the way through.
I think the biggest thing that we can remember is to just breathe.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, though the first thing that changes when we're stressed, when we're upset, whatever, is our breath. And if we're able to slow ourselves down, come back to ourselves, breathe in deeply, feel our stomach expand, breathe out, repeat, in through your nose, out through your mouth. A lot changes.
It does. It does. I mean, so many people just shallow breathe. They just take breaths from the top of their lungs and they don't fill their lungs. Yeah. And when you start taking more oxygen in, your body just feels amazing. Sit up, not hunched over, expand your full rib cage. And I quite often do that throughout the day. Yeah, if I find that I'm like a little bit agitated or, things are a little bit overwhelming, I do what you say and I just take a couple of really deep breaths and you feel better. It clears your mind.
Mm.
It's like a natural
Anytime
endorphin, filling your body with oxygen.
Mm. I mean, it's one thing we need to live, right?
Yeah. Funny about that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, without breathing in COVID too, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Since we've both had COVID in the last couple of months. And that's another adversity in itself. In the last 2 years, COVID has changed so many lives. Whether you got COVID or you didn't get COVID, it's still changed all of our lives. Being in lockdown, that's an adversity. The fear of getting COVID, that's an adversity. So many different things, all related to COVID. And then when you got COVID, that again brings in more adversity and more problems in itself. So both you and I this year have gotten through that. So well done, Matt. Oh, yours was the end of last year.
Yeah. Well, likewise to you as well, and the fact that you're still showing up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep pushing yourself to show up. Because what else is there? What else is there? You're going to sit there and watch time tick by, and then get onto your deathbed and go, God, I wish I'd done that, or I wish I'd done that. So many people live with regret in their final days and moments. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and fit as much into my life as I possibly can each and every day, because none of us know what tomorrow's going to bring, or later that afternoon's going to bring, or during the night's going to bring.
Yeah. One thing that people tend to will tell me a lot is in the gym, oh, Matt, you're such an inspiration, and all this stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, you're in a wheelchair and, you're training so consistently and all this stuff. Look at you. And it's like, no one's going to lift the weight for you.
No.
You make the choice. You show up.
That's right.
Like, you look great as well. Why am I an inspiration?
Mm-hmm. I hate that word. I'd rather be known as motivational than inspirational. Because when you motivate someone, they will actually go and do something. They'll change. Yeah, it's an action rather than just, oh, yeah, she's an inspiration. Thanks, but, get off your butt and you go in the gym and do what I'm doing. let me motivate you to achieve your next goal. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's push each other. Although I like to view inspiration as something that reaches people from within at the same time.
True.
So I like to be able to inspire, yes, but I also want to inspire you to take action.
Motivate. There's that word again. Motivation. So who else is a role model in your life for resilience, Matt?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at him and, he's faced a lot of stuff, and how he's gone about it and how he still remains calm and stays true to his values despite the things that face him. Jeez.
So authentic.
That's authentic, yeah.
Yeah, authenticity, 100%. Yeah, I don't know how people can be one person here and another person over there and worry about the two. To be authentic in your life is just becomes stress-free.
It's the thing about being yourself is it's actually easier to be, though when you get caught up in, oh, what are people going to think of me? When your ego gets in the way and it'll stop you.
Yeah.
And it'll put walls up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what if we were as fluid as water, so to speak? What if we flowed just as well as water did? Right? Yeah. That way we could just be ourselves instead of being as rigid as a rock.
I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah, because it's too much energy to be too many different people. Or worry about what this person is going to say and that person's going to say. It's like, you take me for I am or don't take me at all. I'm quite happy with who I am on this planet.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And just turning this back to mental health. Oh, it's funny enough, I've got a bottle next to me. So this bottle is 2 liters, right?
Of water.
Now,
Let's stipulate it's water.
it's water. Yes, It was once a juice bottle. But anyways, so it's a 2-liter bottle. Now let's use this as an example for ourselves. When an emotion comes up, we have 2 options: we can accept or suppress the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now the water level is the emotion. So when the emotion first comes up, it's here. Water level is low.
Yeah.
Let's say we choose to suppress. Now, I can't fit my fist through this top, but let's say I could fit my fist through the top into the water. What happens to the water? Water level rises from there. Now it's at a little bit more of an intensity, but the emotion comes up again.
Yeah.
It's at the same level. I choose to suppress. Comes up, it's suppressed. Comes up, I choose to suppress. Up, suppress, up, suppress. It's at 2 liters. If I choose to suppress one more time, we're going to have a mess.
Yeah.
And that mess is going to affect everything around it, the bottom.
That's right.
It's going to spill over. That's a breaking point. If we suppress and suppress, we will reach a breaking point. And that breaking point looks different for each and every person. For me, it was my attempt at suicide.
Mm.
For other people, it could be lashing out. It could be domestic violence.
Yeah.
It could be whatever, right? Though it's going to affect the people around you, I promise you that.
Mm.
But let's say the water's in the bottle, right? Let's say it's where it's at right now. It's at this level of intensity. But let's say I choose to accept it, right? Now, what do we use a water bottle for? Simple.
Drink it.
We drink from it. We take a drink. Naturally, as we drink or accept our emotion, that water level drops.
Yep.
Now it's a little bit lower. So first step, I had to be aware that there's water in the bottle. Second step, I needed to accept the water. I had to drink it. I had to experience the emotion. But what's the third step of drinking water?
Swallowing.
Piss it out.
Well, I would have said swallowing, but all right, we'll say piss it out.
So what I mean by that is
I wasn't expecting that answer at all then, Matt.
we be authentic. We let it go. Let it go.
Let it go, yeah.
Right? So
yeah.
how do we let our emotions go? We express. We share.
Yeah.
Awareness, acceptance, authenticity is the one way that can we really manage our emotions.
Mm.
It's easier said than done. It's uncomfortable, but I promise you, if you take the step, you're preventing a whole lot from coming on.
That's exactly right. Well said, Matt. And thanks for making me laugh. Was not expecting that answer at all. These podcasts continually surprise me all the time. You never know what guests are going to say. This one goes down in the top 5, I think. So, Matt, moving right along, what are some of your passions in life?
Passions, absolute number 1 is my mission, my purpose. And running and facilitating these mental health, mental fitness workshops at either high schools or corporations, it absolutely lifts my spirit up. And I know for a fact it's helping other people as well.
That's fantastic.
The amount of testimonials I get just proves to me just how much this is really reaching people at a deep level, how much they're realizing. And even as a result, I've got messages like 1 year, 2 years after I've ran a workshop, and just hearing the feedback is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It could be 2 hours after, it could be 2 days. It doesn't matter. Point is, it's reaching people at a deep level, and that just lifts me up. Absolutely.
There's nothing better, is there?
Absolutely. And you would know just as well as I would.
Yeah. Yep.
So I also started wheelchair basketball. Now,
That's epic.
There's no better representation of bouncing back than a basketball. So I might bring that into my workshops down the line. But, man, playing this game has been unreal. And, I used to play before my injury. I used to love basketball. It took me 6 years to finally buy one and shoot hoops. But now I've been playing really frequently. I'm in the team now as well. Yeah. I'll be in Ballarat in a month's time. I'm excited to see.
Oh, let me know. I'll come watch.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'm only an hour from Ballarat. I'll zoom up there and have a look, Matt, and actually meet you face to face since we've known each other for quite some time. We'll work on that when we get offline.
Let's
So
do that.
that's fantastic. I mean, I know that you've got a few goals that you want to work for with your basketball. So look out in the future and look out for Matt's name. I'm sure it'll be highlighted somewhere in neon letters or on the news for a good thing. I'm excited for you, Matt.
Thanks, Justine. I appreciate it.
So how can people contact you if they're looking for some mental health advice?
Yeah, the best way to contact me is through my website. So it's www.mattcaruana.com, which is MattCaruana.com. My Instagram is Matt Shares. Facebook is Matt Shares on FB. And my LinkedIn is Matthew Caruana. Either way, I don't mind where you reach out to me, though I'd love to hear from you.
We'll put all your details, Matt, in the bio for this. And if you are having trouble getting through to Matt, you can always email me on hello@justinemartin.com.au and I can put you in contact with Matt. So a few quirky questions now for you, Matt. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No, never.
Ah!
Never. Don't even ask that question.
Right, well, we won't be going out for dinner then for pizza, will we?
We won't be grabbing pizza.
No, we'll go out for dinner. We're just not having pizza. Okay, coffee, tea, hot chocolate or wine?
Coffee.
How do you have coffee?
Cappuccino.
Sugar?
I'm basic. No sugar.
No, sweet enough. What's your favourite music?
Oh, that is rough. That's rough. I've had an epic journey of music throughout my entire life, from performing to producing to listening. I love it all. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of EDM.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. But I've had phases of everything from jazz to metal to hip hop. Yeah, you name it.
You got a favourite band?
Metal band?
Oh, any band.
Oh, band. No, that's hard. It's hard. I could give you a favourite song, but I can't give you a favourite band.
All right, what's your favourite song?
It's called Art of Life by X Japan. It's how I say it. I feel like this takes you on a journey, this song. I just love it. It's long. Don't get me wrong. It's a long song.
Yeah. So mine would be Arrival by Douglas Spotted Eagle.
I'll need to look this up.
You will. I will send you the link for that as well. Might even put it in the chat. I'll get my words around this in the bio link as well. That I will. Okay, and what's your favourite food?
I'm basic, and I'm still a kid at heart. I love pizza.
Without pineapple.
We can't go out to pizza.
You like pizza but no pineapple. So, strike one there, Matt. Strike one there. We could do half-half. Half could have pineapple, the other half not.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's ways around it. That's an adversity that we've just faced, and coping mechanisms, and we've got
overcoming hurdles.
Yeah, overcoming hurdles. They make half pizzas. And okay, my last and final question: does your toilet paper face forwards or backwards?
Has to come under.
Really?
Yes.
Under? So it goes down past the wall. So
yeah.
Backwards.
Backwards, yeah.
I'm going to start doing statistics on this. Those that don't like pizza put their toilet paper backwards too.
What's the correlation?
I don't know. I'll get back to you in a few more podcasts and let you know. Maybe by episode 100 I'll have a good tally on toilet papers forward and backwards and pineapple and pizza. Anyway, Matt, thanks for humouring me with those questions. So it's been an absolute pleasure having you on today on the Resilience Mindset podcast. Listeners, you can contact Matt through his website. The links will be in the bio. One final word, Matt?
I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
To you, Justine, and to everyone listening, because this is a conversation that is hard to have, it's tough to have, and the fact that you're willing to show up, have the conversation, and even listen to it shows a level of strength inside you.
Resilience. Definitely does.
Definitely.
Okay, listeners, until next time, stay resilient.